Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video talking about some newly shown items at New York Toy Fair 2018. This time I'm going to be talking about the Transformers Studio Series figures that are on display at the actual event. I have made a separate video talking about the production images that we've seen of the first wave of deluxe figures from that series. So there's 4 figures I've already discussed. I'll mention them briefly once we hit their pictures, but mainly if you want my thoughts on those 4, check out that other video. This will just be for the other items shown. I'll try to spend more time on the new ones that we've never seen before. Some of these we've seen before, but have had, kind of images on, so now we do get really clear, really good looks at them and actually see, what they look like in person. So starting off here, here's Blackout. This is definitely the figure that I'm most excited for in this wave. My favorite Transformer is finally getting a proper figure, one in the correct scale, as well as just a redesign, so it's much more intricate and more accurate to the film. I absolutely love this design. I think it looks fantastic, and I've talked about him before, but seeing him here, we get a better perspective of how he's going to look. I do feel still that the feet are a little too kind of rectangle-ish. I wish that they were broken up a bit more and they didn't look like he was just standing on rectangles. But for the rest of it, I think it looks fantastic, especially the head sculpt. Really loving that. The hands look great. I love the bulk on the shoulders, and as well as I love the blades for the copters hanging down there. They look excellent. He does come with a small Scorponok, which is quite nice. The Scorponok doesn't have much detail on it as far as its paint. It's painted very blocky, it's all just kind of the one solid color in each spot rather than the colors being melded well, but that's a very small complaint, and because it's just a small little accessory. The copter mode looks excellent. I think it looks fantastic. No complaints there. Then we have Starscream. This is the Voyager scaled one. This is his look in the first film, obviously without the tattoos. I think that this looks really nice. We've had many Starscreams in the past, however, this one looks like the combination of some of the best parts of the other Starscreams. I will say that my favorite Starscream figures so far have been the leader class and the deluxe one, and this one just looks like a combination of those two. The legs look very deluxe-like, but the body and the head and everything looks very much like the leader, so this is just a nice combination of the characteristics of some of the better Starscream figures in the past. I also love the hands, the way that they spread out the fingers. That's the first time I've ever seen a Starscream figure have that, and that completely fits his character. I absolutely love it. My only issue is the colors. He does look a bit blocky in his color schemes. He's just got white in some areas, light gray in others, dark gray, and this kind of bluish gray. The bluish gray doesn't really meld well. I wish had that been eliminated, I think this would have looked a little bit better. Personally, I'm definitely going to get it though. I think that it does look fantastic. And the Voyager scale Starscream that's a great version of him is really nice. Then we have Optimus. We've had several Optimuses in the past. This does look decent. I mean, the box art that we saw of it beforehand did not look good. This looks a lot better. I like some of the metallic pieces that have been added, but personally, it's just, I have better versions of Optimus, and Voyager scale is not one that I necessarily need. Here's a closer image of Starscream. Good head sculpt. Then we have Jazz. Jazz, I'm impressed with the paint that they use. They've gone with a very shiny silver, which I think looks really cool. I'm not a big fan of Jazz, just have never formed a connection with this character. But the paint is looking so nice on him that he might be one that's worth it. I definitely like it. I'm wondering if the actual figure, when it's released, will look this good, or if this is just kind of the prototype stage. But it's very impressive. I do like it quite a bit. Then one that I'm super stoked for is Lockdown. The original Lockdown that came out is just a really poor figure from the worst toy line of the Transformers films from Age of Extinction. This one looks like a great update. Really looks nice. Even the leader class knockoff version of Lockdown that came out recently, that one looked a bit blocky. This one, however, though, I think really screams his look in the film. We'll get a better image of his torso here in a second. Here we go. There's lots of great detail, and I love the color. That's something that this series has been doing really nicely when it comes to sculpts. The coloring is off in some places, but I think that with Lockdown here, I love his color. Very dark. He uses just really dark grays and blacks. It's perfect, and some light hints of silver here and there. I love the face sculpt as well. Great detail in there, and of course he comes with his claw, and then his feet are completely accurate, and he looks very slick too. There's not a whole lot of paneling on him, so that looks like a fantastic figure, and the Lamborghini mode looks excellent as well. Little closer image on Jazz. Again, loving the paint, and he just looks like a solid figure. Again, very compact, like Lockdown. Not a whole lot unnecessary items going on. Then we have Brawl. Brawl is looking really cool. It's a little hard to tell what's going on with his hands. Like I can't quite tell where his hands are. I think that he's holding weapons on both sides, which is a little odd. I feel like his hands are a little bit too much sculpted into just the rectangles of his arms, so I'm not a big fan of that. However, the rest of this figure looks excellent. I absolutely love the torso and the legs and the head. I think that they look great. There's some good detail in there, and overall, the color scheme is wonderful. I love that dark kind of olivey green color scheme that they went with. Very militaristic, and really is the perfect green for Brawl. I'm actually in the process. I've been in the process of doing a custom Brawl for so long now, but that's kind of the paint scheme that I went with, and I think that it's great to see an actual produced by Hasbro figure that's hit the mark on the color scheme really nicely. So I'm loving that Brawl. The one that I'm currently customizing, I'm doing a battle damage version though, so you know, there will be a nice difference. This one isn't replacing my custom, which is nice. And then tank mode looks excellent as well. Brawl is a must-have for me. Crowbar, I've talked about him in the separate video. I absolutely love the figure. Not a big fan of the paint. Stinger, I'm not huge on the design of the design of the figure isn't accurate, but I like the design just as a character. I think it looks neat. Ratchet looks horrible. Grimlock is looking very neat here. I'm not a big fan of the Dinobots, but I think that this is a great update and obviously a well-needed one, considering this is a Voyager scale or leader scale, which is more accurate to his proportions in the film, much like Blackout. But he looks quite nice in his dinosaur mode here. Lots of little pieces kind of coming together. The paint scheme is obviously much more accurate to the film than the original Grimlocks were, and especially once you get him in robot mode, the head sculpt looks so much better than anything we've seen from the Dinobots from the movie so far. Toy form, I think it looks fantastic. I love some of the scraping and battle damage pieces and parts that have been applied to him. He looks really nice. I mean, he's just a solid, good-looking figure. I would be interested in picking this one up on a sale. You know, figure-wise, I do like it a lot. Character-wise, I'm not a big fan, which is why I'm not stoked for it, but still looks nice. Then we have Megatron. Megatron looks good. I like the design of the figure quite a bit. I'm not a big fan of the paint, though. The paint is very toyish. It's got this just kind of cheap gray to it. I think had they gone in with a bit more silver, did something to this one, much like Jazz, give him more of a shiny kind of silverish paint scheme to him, and I think he would have been 10 times better. Design-wise, though, I do like the design quite a bit. The legs are bulky and look good. And then his robot mode, or his tank jet Cybertronian vehicle mode, that looks like it has some silver to it, so I don't know if he has some silver pieces but they're all on his back or something, but the tank mode paint wise looks a lot better than the figure mode. Sculpting wise though, he looks excellent in both modes. Overall, I'm pretty stoked for all of these. As far as what I plan to get, definitely getting Megatron. I'll get Grimlock at a good, you know, when it's on like some sort of a discount. Totally skipping Ratchet. Stinger I'd like to get, not stoked for it. Maybe I'll wait for a sale, but I do want to get Stinger. Crowbar I'm definitely getting, maybe going to get 2 to customize 1. Brawl is a must-have. Jazz I think I'd get as well. Lockdown is a must-have. Starscream I definitely would like to get. You know, I have so many Starscreams though that it's not one that I'm super stoked for, like, you know, running out to get, but I would like to have it in the collection. Optimus I'd skip. And Blackout is an absolute must-have. So overall, really enjoying this line. You know, I love when they go back and do figures and characters that either one need an update or two have never been made. You know, so it's fantastic to finally get some of these characters, and for others, it's great to get them in a more movie-accurate, more accurate, sculpt and paint and look in general. So I'm very excited for a lot of these. Cannot wait for them. I would love for this line to continue and produce a Soundwave and especially Shockwave. Both of those two are in desperate need of an update. I would love to see them. So let me know what you guys think of the new figures shown at Toy Fair 2018 from this new movie line. And yeah, again, if you'd like to see my thoughts on the first wave of the deluxe figures, definitely check out that video that I've already posted. And thanks so much for watching.